How do I get noticed by college coaches? You might be asking yourself that question, or if you're a parent, you might be asking, how can I help my son get noticed by college coaches? And we're going to dive into that. But there's two important things that you need to know, or at least understand, or the stuff that I'm going to be talking about today doesn't really matter. So we're going to cover that. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Alex Swinson. I'm a former Division I college coach, scout, and recruiter. And now what I do is help high school athletes and their parents navigate this college recruiting process and put them in the best possible position to play at the next level. So if you get any value from this video or this podcast, please smash that like button, that thumbs up right down here, and subscribe to my channel. I put out a weekly video on how to help you go through this recruiting process. So now let's dive in. Number one of the things that are very important to understand or know before you even get noticed by these college coaches is, are they in need of your position in your class? So you need to at least ask the college coaches that, or have somebody help you understand what schools are in need of your position in your class, because not every school is in need of every position every single year. Okay, so that's very, very important. Then also, because number two, you need to understand the athletic metrics that these schools and these divisions look for, right? So think of it this way, as Harvard, right? I wasn't in a Harvard suit. I wouldn't have ever gotten into Harvard, but Harvard, from an academic standpoint, has standards that you need to meet, at least need to meet, to get into that school. Well, it's the same thing for the Division I Power 4 schools, or Division I mid-majors, or D2s or D3s. We need to hit certain standards by at least senior year to have a shot of going after that. So these are goals, right? Goals to go after from these athletic standards. Very important that you understand. And if you've been watching my channel, I'll go over this a lot about certain standards. So you can go back and watch those. But two things, right? Are they in need of your position in your class? And understand the athletic standards. So if you're trying to go after Vanderbilt, Florida, Texas, UCLA, Stanford, you need to know the athletic standards, or you could be wasting your time, right? And the thing is to help increase your chances to play at the next level. And if you're going after Vanderbilt, but we're not there at those athletic standards, well, you're not helping yourself. Where you could definitely play at a different level of school, which you could get all of the value that you get of being a student athlete at the college level that you would get at Vanderbilt. And I get everybody, it's super shiny, super sexy at these top schools, right? But what you would get in value of being a student athlete at a lower level Division I or D2 or D3 is still so valuable. And all the things that you learn, the brotherhood that you get, the life skills that you learn, the team environment, the hard work, all of that you go into and that you will bring to life after baseball, man, you can get that at all the levels. But you need to understand the athletic standards of these schools to put yourself in the best possible position to play at the next level. All right, there are four things to get noticed and maximize your exposure to these college coaches. Number one is a good highlight video or a recruiting video, not your standard kind of video from like a perfect game or a PBR that's just one day. We want to put the best highlights of you over maybe a summer, over maybe a fall, over maybe a spring, right? That we can pick from game highlights to showcases. We can use certain things in a PBR or perfect game video, but we're trying to paint a picture, right, of your best qualities as a player. So we want to have that in a good video. This can maximize. One of the first things we do is maximize your exposure through a good highlight video, through a good email that we can send to college coaches. So a highlight video is one of the first things. That is number one. And number two is social media. It is a tool, right? Not everybody knows exactly how to use it best or wants to use it, but it can be a great tool to maximize exposure. Where you have a good profile, coaches can land on your page, they can read your short bio with all the information that they need. You can have your highlight video pinned at the top. You can tag certain coaches. You don't want to over tag coaches. That's important here, but social media can be a tool to maximize your exposure, whether it's on Twitter or X, I should call it now, Instagram. Those are healthy because a lot of college coaches are on those platforms there where you can maximize to get noticed and maximize your exposure here. And then number three is your communication with these college coaches, right? Communicating, emailing these college coaches, direct messaging these college coaches of the information that they need. And your communication needs to be concise of only the information that they want to see, which is your athletic metrics, your academic metrics, your highlight video. You got to have a video when you send these college coaches, because the fact of the matter is they're not going to take your word for it, right? If you say, I'm the greatest player in the world, okay, I need to see video, right? So obviously we want to have that information, athletic metrics that are verified, and academic metrics, especially if we're going after high academics, and then your video. But we need to be proactive in this recruiting process, not just sit back and wait and hope that you are found. That is how you get missed, especially if you're not an elite athlete. Yeah, those elite athletes, it's easy for them, honestly, to get noticed because they are elite. Most of us, including myself, that played at the Division I level, I was not like an elite high school player. I was a good baseball player that could play at the Division I level, but I wasn't elite, all right? So your consistent communication will help you get noticed, all right? And then number 4, the last one, but not least, is showcases and camps. Very important that you go to showcases and camps that are, one, they have pro style workouts and they have games. Probably the most important thing, they have games. So the coaches can see you in a pro style workout, which is basically if you're a position player, you run the 60, you take ground balls if you're an infield, throw 5 balls over to first base, outfielder, you throw to third to home, catchers, you pop time, all that. They're going to see some of your skills, right? But they need to see you in game. Do your skills translate to games? So don't go to a showcase where it's only pro style. It's not worth it, all right? Because they're going to need to see more of you. Why don't we just knock everything out in a 2-day event? So that's what you're going to look for, a 2-day event there that has pro style and games. And then most importantly, the college coaches that are going to be there, they are the decision makers, okay? Showcases, I'm not talking about PG or PBR necessarily. PBR does have a good one, which is the Futures Games, but I'm talking about specifically where we know college coaches are going to be there, and which ones, so we can target those showcases and camps, school-specific, of schools that are recruiting your position, kind of going back to that important question, are they in need of your position in your class? So that is the best way and the best approach going through this recruiting process of how to get noticed, how to get seen. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.